A lawyer for Zambia's opposition leader, Hakainde Hichilema, says he has been trailed in the capital, Lusaka, making him fear for his and his family's safety. Keith Muwimba is acting for Mr. Hichilema, who has been charged with treason for allegedly plotting to overthrow the government last year. Mr. Hichilema, the United Party for National Development leader, was arrested last week in a police raid on his home and charged with plotting with other people to remove the government by unlawful means. He was initially accused of treason on the grounds that he had refused to give way to President Agalungu's motorcade as it passed through Mongu, a town west of the capital, Lusaka. In the Gambia, a gutted court system and bankrupt state risk leaving those seeking justice for victims of the dictatorship out in the cold. The finance minister says that the international donors, including the EU, the IMF and the World Bank, as well as experts from the Commonwealth, will assist Gambia in dealing with all the court cases arrears, finding lawyers and judges. However, the state has to prioritize with the little it has at the moment.
From the outside, Gambia looked much the same on April the 7th, the day after the first parliamentary election since the end of Yahya Jammeh's dictatorship. But inside the main market of the capital, Banjul, away from the bustle of the traders, there was something radically different. The sound of people arguing about politics. This never would have happened on the Jammeh. Ibrahim Amanga, Pa Mundiaye and Alhaji Bubakar Meni lived most of their lives under Jammeh's rule, when people silently vanished and politicians, activists, journalists and ordinary people who disagreed with the government were jailed without trial for speaking their mind publicly. Many were tortured and others died in detention. Their bodies buried in secret locations which the new government has recently unearthed. As the three men listened to the results of the election on the radio, they argued about where Jammeh should be tried.
We cannot forgive him. We cannot forgive him because he don't have the Gambian at heart. If with me, I think we need to bring him back to the country to face justice here because he has been saying to us that he will take us to his 5-star hotel, which means the prison, where he has been torturing, killing, maiming civilians, doing whatever he thinks fit for the populace of the Gambia.
Any would do. Any would do. Justice is justice. Let him just face justice and dance to the tune. Outside the Gambia, it's okay. They will take him to ICC, so that he will explain. Definitely, he has a lot to explain. He has a lot to explain, definitely.
But Jammeh has put himself out of the ICC's reach. He fled to Equatorial Guinea, which has not signed up to the court in The Hague. In Gambia, the justice system is starved of funds, equipment and expertise, and is buckling under a backlog of dozens of unsolved cases from the Jammeh era. The case of Solu Sandeng illustrates the serious problems faced by Banjul's cash-strapped courts. A prominent activist and member of one of Gambia's opposition parties, Sandeng was arrested during a peaceful demonstration in April last year. He died in detention and his body was exhumed and returned to his family just last month. The 9 members of the notorious National Intelligence Agency who arrested him were charged for their involvement in Solu Sandeng's death and jailed, but their case was postponed 5 times. His daughter, Fatoumata Sandeng, says she wants justice despite the challenges and delays.
But all I can say is that we are expecting justice to be served, and no matter how many times they go back and forth, we believe that, and we also wish and hope that that would not be a result of it being cancelled or anything, or justice not to be served.
The Justice Minister, Abubakar Tambado, is confident that the case against the NIA-9, as they are now known, will proceed, but urged patience.
We will proceed with the case because there is prima facie evidence of murder. So there's no question about that. The case of Solu Sandeng will proceed. The issue that I have is what happens to the other cases that will be brought to the attention of the police, and they will be compelled to take action, investigate thoroughly.
Gambia is expected to set up a Truth and Reconciliation Commission within 6 months, one of the pillars of President Adama Barrow's government, but is saddled with over $1 billion in debt and is struggling to function.